Well, hello, I'm Jerry McKee. Welcome to Prime Time. We're going live right now with you. I'm going to do a little switching here a little bit, but I hope you stay tuned. We got Jasmine Humphries, known as Jazzy, and she is Jazzy. She practiced a little bit for us and sounded great, and you're going to hear her a little later on to sing one of her songs that she wrote. It's beautiful. And so you got to stay tuned. And right now we'll be back right after these messages. Let's hear from our sponsors from Graham's Flowers.
Most important moments in your life. When you need to say congratulations, express gratitude, or say I love you. At Graham's Flowers, we deliver your deepest emotions. When you need more than just flowers, call Graham's Flowers your personal florist. At Graham's Flowers, customer satisfaction is guaranteed. Visit us at 208 East Main Street in Union, South Carolina, or call us at 864-427-2454.
All right, I'm back, and I hope you enjoyed that commercial that was put on by Graham Flowers. If you need some flowers, go get some. If you want to send me flowers, get me some. I give them to my wife and pretend like that, I gave them to her. Put a feather in my hat. Believe me, I need a lot of them. Well, I don't want you to look at my pretty face. We're going to turn you over to Jazzy. And you don't mind me calling you Jazzy, do you?
No, that's great.
And that's your name is Jazzy.
Yes.
And how you been doing?
I've been doing really good. Playing a lot.
Well, I noticed that every time I look it on Facebook and something's popping up, oh, she's going to be here, she's going to be there, she's going to be everywhere. And I'm going to ask you this. How in the world did you become like this, loving this music? I mean, was it just, were you born into it, or did you have somebody to inspire you in your family, or what?
Yes, so growing up, my grandpa, he sings. He's been singing his whole life, and I heard him singing a lot. He'd practice his songs that he sang at church. And basically, when I was younger, I just heard him a lot, and him and my dad would get me singing with CDs in church, and I'd sing the instrumental tracks to Southern gospel songs in church, and that was basically how I got started, like loving music and everything. And
so you just kind of, a lot of musicians that they get their start in church.
Yes.
And really starts building up from there. And let me tell the folks also, you can call in at 864-441-9382 if you got a question for Jazzy, or if you got to ask her where she's going to be at next, or anything, you can just call and ask us. You want to know how to make peanut butter? Don't call us, because we ain't going to tell you. And now you were, now what age was you when you started to sing and really think that this is something you love?
I want to say it's probably I started singing when I was honestly 3, 4, just singing all the time, really loving it. But I guess I was in middle school age. Just whenever I was okay, I could really see myself singing a lot. I would do talent shows and sing in the pageant and things like that. And I just really was okay, I want to sing out. I want to go places and sing in church and just take it as far as I can.
Yeah, I know when I was singing when I was a little like that, and Mom and Dad always told me, said, son, get out, go outside, far away, sing then. I wasn't a singer. And now, what was your first time to really sing in front of several people?
So the first time I ever sang in church that I can remember was at New Life Baptist Church, and I sang "Consider the Lilies." That was my very first Christian song I ever sang, and it was like a Wednesday night, or Sunday night. It was just something, and I was nervous, but it was just something to get my stage fright kind of gone or whatever. And then I would be behind the pulpit because I would be so nervous. But as I grew up, I kept singing in church, and everybody would say, we used to see you behind the pulpit, and now you can see you above it. So you've been singing for a long time.
So they can watch you grow then, couldn't they?
Yes, yes, they did.
Now when you, could you see the people out there when you first sang your first song like that? Or
No. I couldn't. I was
so
just.
that helped you too, didn't it?
Yes. But I've gotten over that now. I'm used to.
Well, you grow and mature out of it more as you do it. And I know, to me, I have no problem speaking in front of thousands of people or 1,500 people, but I have more problems speaking in front of like 5 to 10 people because you're almost got your one-on-one attention like that, where most of it you just kind of glance into behind. You're not really looking at them. You're just kind of glancing over.
Yeah, it is a little bit more nerve-wracking, I guess, if it's just a few people. But sometimes I like that because I'll be like, listen to this new song I wrote, and then I'll just play it for a few people, and hopefully they'll be like, yeah. So.
Now, when was the first time, or what song, first time you sung in front of your parents? That you really wanted to listen to you sing?
I guess like the talent shows when I was younger, I was just like, we gotta listen and sing these songs for talent shows. I think one of the first songs I ever sang in a talent show was in elementary school. I sang Butterfly Fly Away. And but like singing with my guitar is a little bit different. So like the first song I ever played in church and sang was Here I Am to Worship. And I remember being like a little bit like having a cold that morning, and I was like, it doesn't matter. Like, I learned it on guitar, I'm gonna sing it. It doesn't matter. And I've always wanted to just keep singing.
So now in playing your guitar, now singing's a little bit different because you just sing that you don't have nothing here to learn how to play. Who taught you how to play the guitar?
Well, I spent a lot of time with it on Christmas morning by myself, but Jay Childers helped me play a lot. I played in the New Life Praise Band for years, and that was where I really got to learn how to play and sing simultaneously at the same time. And Michael Faulkner also helped me in learning how to play, and also Jesse Gregory helped me how to play, and he's my guitar player right now, and it's absolutely a blast. We have a great time, and yeah.
Now, when you remember your first guitar that you got?
I do remember my first guitar. I want to say it was an orange wood, and it was just a regular guitar. I think it was probably smaller because I was a little bit younger back then, but it was a good guitar. And I remember I got it on Christmas morning, and I ran to my room, and I was like, I need to play a chord. I need to play my first chord. And so everybody, like musicians I know, will record on their voice memos on their phone. And I remember recording my first chord, which was a D chord, on my phone, and I still have it. And I'd press record, and I'd go to my guitar, and it took me like 20 seconds to like have the right finger and to do it. And I remember it didn't sound great, but I just remember
it was a start, wasn't it?
Yes, it was, and it was what started it all, I guess.
When you now, were you teaching yourself the notes then, or was someone showing you how to, as far as because reading music? When did you start learning how to read music?
So, reading music for guitar, I don't really do much, but like I did play piano when I was in like 3rd, 4th grade. I played for 3 years, and that was whenever I started reading music. I kind of stopped playing piano, and then that's whenever I picked up the whole guitar and everything. But now that I'm in college and in high school, I took music classes in high school, so that was whenever I got reintroduced to reading music.
Now, you go to Converse college in music. What are some of the things that when you're playing and you're playing the guitar and you're doing all this before you went to the Converse, is it teaching you a whole different spectrum of music, and are they teaching you to read, or I know you want to be a producer also.
Yes, absolutely. So it started like with Converse. I would learn about all the different genres and classical music and rock and pop and just any indie, folk, any kind of music. Like we learn about a lot of that, and classical a lot because that's where you can take music theory and learn about all the workings behind reading music and creating music that's different and difficult and not like to make something classic. So I do learn a lot through that.
Now, are you getting the opportunity to maybe compose any music for the college?
So I do write my own music, and I have a music teacher, and I go to my teachers and I'll show them music that I write, and it's like a songwriting class. So
Okay. I think one of your professors sent me a message, was asking, was this going to be recorded, and several different things on this right here. And I forgive him for calling me Barry.
yes,
I said, well, I called her Sassy, so he called me Barry.
good.
But it was interesting that he's taking interest to what you're doing, and let people know that it's not easy because I was really looking at all the places you go, and then I was thinking, where does she have the time to study? And no, you're full time, right?
Yes, I'm a full time student, so I'll pack up on a Friday right after class. I'll be like, "Hey, Mom, it's 3 o'clock. I just got out of class. I'm packing up the car. I'll bring my boots home, my fancy jeans, fancy shirts. I'll bring them home, and we'll hit the road and go wherever we're playing next." But it's definitely really busy during school time. But summer's great because now I've been able to just focus on playing. But I mean, it's very busy during school time though because classes are all times of the day and every day of the week.
And it's coming up going back in August.
Yes, coming back in August, starting in August.
And that's during that busy time because you're going to be you're in high demand, where especially during the I call Christmas seasons, and people say, "Hey, you can sing. How about coming over here?" you know, and most people don't understand that musicians they need to get paid.
Yeah.
It's not just everything free because you've got your time and your talent, and people forget about that. They think because you got a guitar and you can sing. Well, I know her. She'll come on over here and do this for free. Because I get the same thing with the different equipment, not my singing, believe me. But they and that's what people have the wrong mentality of that, and they need to really know that when you get a good musician and someone that you love to hear them sing, and they're going to do a great job, well, you compensate them. It's it's your time and your talent.
Yeah.
And now you're talking about your parents very, very supportive.
Yes, they are. They are definitely very supportive. My mom and dad are here now, and
Right.
they're very supportive. They haven't missed a gig ever that I can even remember. They've been to everything.
Well, that's good. Do they buy you supper when you're there?
Yes, they do. Most of the time, the place will get me supper, but sometimes they get me supper too.
Yeah.
After if I play super late.
Well, some of the people that you go, like some of these places that just have the food in there, I imagine that's part of the compensation to you. So, we'll feed you.
Yes.
Yeah, that's good. That's 'cause they wouldn't do me that way. They know how much I eat, and I ended up paying them. It's kind of like the Blues Brothers did. And I don't know if you ever seen the Blues Brothers. That's way back, way back then. But what they
No, I have not.
yeah, they went in there, and what they basically played for was the guy told them, said, "Well, I'll give you a couple beers, like that." Well, they drunk like $500 worth.
Goodness.
Yeah, so that's why they don't have me. Can't sing and eat too much. And now, what is how do you get your inspiration in writing your songs? And we're going to find out that in just a minute after
right.
this commercial right here. I heard the clock go off, so it tells me when I need to do this.
Of course.
And but we're going to come back and we're going to find out a little bit about how she writes her music, And I got to do a little clicking what I'm doing over here. And a little bit about where she gets her inspirations, because, a lot of musicians, especially older ones, well, they lived a lifetime. And like myself, lived a lifetime. So I got a lot of stories from way back that I keep telling over and over again. But we still had the same thing. So we're going to come back in just a few minutes and talk to Jasmine. If you got a question, give her a call. You'll have the number underneath your screen. And right now, let's go with Graham Florist and see what they got for us. Some beautiful flowers.
For the most important moments in your life, when you need to say congratulations, express gratitude, or say I love you. At Graham's Flowers, we deliver your deepest emotions. When you need more than just flowers, call Graham's Flowers your personal florist. At Graham's Flowers, customer satisfaction is guaranteed. Visit us at 208 East Main Street in Union, South Carolina, or call us at 864-427-2454.
Okay, we're back, and we're talking to Jasmine, Jazzy, Humphries, and somebody said something was echoing. Let me check. Yep, it would be if I got to cut that thing off. There we go. That's what I was talking about, the sound sometimes, that when you add another camera, stuff like that, I got to cut the sound off of because the camera picks up my voice along with all this other stuff, and it just echoes out. Now, what we're going to talk about is that how do you get, I know you write, you know how many songs you've written so far?
I've probably written anywhere from probably about 20 to 30 songs.
Oh, great. Now, how do you get your inspiration in writing some of your songs? And I'll ask you that in a minute. Go ahead. Your inspiration.
Oh, so my inspiration, it could really be anything, but most of the time it's something that is obviously true to me and true to my life, and it'll be a story that I've experienced. I mean, like, everybody goes through like great times and everybody goes through bad times, and everybody has love and heartbreak and all the girl songwriting stuff in between. But yeah, so it's really just like about my life, and I wrote a new song the other day called Home Is Here, and it's really about like my life, and it's one of the songs I'm most proud of because it's just about everybody that's impacted me growing up, and everybody that I love in my life. It talks a lot about my family, and I really hold that song near and dear to my heart just because I obviously wouldn't be anywhere without my family today.
Right, and I noticed that even with Jonathan was telling me about some of the songs that he wrote, that you really put your whole emotions into it because it's something that inspired you, and that you get yourself. It's just, well, like you said, it's your life.
Mm-hmm.
Have you written any funny songs?
Yes, I have. I've written some funny songs. I've heard a lot of funny songs, but I've written a few funny songs.
And now where do you get those inspirations? Just again, just watch just life itself.
Yes, I wrote a part of I haven't finished the song, but I wrote a little bit of a song the other day, and it was just like a funny story. And it was just, I heard a title, and it just came to my mind, and I was like, what if I had a song called this? And it's called Ready or Not. I don't know, it was just an idea. And I was like, how could I make this into a song that's like interesting, and then it's not necessarily, it doesn't have to be about my life, but it can be just something that, a cool story that I made up in my head. And so it's kind of like that. That's a funny song.
Now, do you ever wake up in the middle of the night and think of songs?
Absolutely. I remember being in college and I was in my room, and I woke up in the middle of the night and I was like, I don't want to make any noise and wake anybody up. So I just went out in the hallway with my guitar, and I wrote a song in the middle of the night. I'm pretty sure it was like 4 a.m.
Wow. Now, I know a lot of artists will say that they'll wake up and just maybe a line or two or something like that, and do you write yours down immediately when you wake up? And because I know
Yes.
that sometimes when we dream or we have a vision or something like that, we'll wake up, wow, and next morning we done forgot completely what it was.
Yes, it's frustrating whenever like you forget a line like that because sometimes I'll be like, oh, I need to write that down later, and then I'll completely forget about it, and then I'll be like, what was that I was trying to remember? But most of the time I do write it down, and it's very good whenever I do.
Do you have a special place? Let's say, I know when you get to inspirations, you start writing down, but when you really want to write a song to think about, do you have a place, a special place you go to write your music?
My bedroom, honestly, like it's just I'll just sit on my bed, play my guitar, and think of things, face the window, face the door, face the closet, and I mean, I have paintings in there, face the painting. I don't know, just think about anything different.
Have you ever been out somewhere, say, maybe you went to the beach, maybe you went to the mountains, maybe you went to something that was just so inspirational that you said, I got to write about this?
Absolutely. So, this past, I want to say spring break, we went to Vegas. Me and my parents, we went to Vegas, Las Vegas, and we went to see Miranda Lambert in concert, and it was absolutely amazing. And before we saw her, we took a ride to Arizona and all the places that, like, it was just white, like, just awesome, beautiful mountains and roads and hills and all the things. I was just blown away at how beautiful it was because I've never been out west before. And I came back home and I wrote a song called Where I Park It. And it's basically being about loving being on the road and just loving camping and just going out into different places. So that was definitely an inspiration because I came home and I was like, I have to write about how pretty the mountains were over there and how I just loved going over there.
Well, inspirations of even writing music and writing anything, that if you're a writer, you get it from all kind of things. I mean, a smell can trigger something, something that you hear. I do some writing, like I was telling you about ghost stories, and I love writing different stories like that and just being creative with that. And I get it from maybe driving down the road and I see this old house and wow, that would be great, to have a story there. And I'll be thinking about this. My grandkids, they love when I get creative, like I put them in these stories. And I said, we're going to do it this and this way right here. And then when they're young and now they've gotten older, they really love these videos that I put them in, and they show all their friends and everything. It makes me proud because they said, they really loved it. But back then, they was little, they didn't know. But when they got older, they show their friends and laugh about them and all that stuff too. So
Yeah.
but things trigger your writings.
They do. Like, I'll just get out my guitar and I'll, like, just come up with a riff or something just out of my head or just straight on my guitar, and I'll just be like, I want to make that into a song or something, and I just think about different things like that.
You ever have writer's block?
Yes, I have. I've been, in college I was busy a lot, so I wrote not as much as I wanted to, but I really tried to write a lot in college. But it was really good whenever I came home on the weekends, though, because I would go sit out on the back porch and I would just like look out, or I'd go to my room and I'd look out the window and I would just write. And it really helped, like, to not be like stressed about classes and things like that.
Well, I can imagine it's kind of hard, especially if you live on campus, and because it's like living at your work. You never go home. You never, it's like you're there all the time. And I can imagine, and I've been to college, so I graduated from the University of South Carolina, and it's not, you don't get away from it. You can't think about other things. It's nothing but college this and college that. Now, I'm going to ask you, I know all your songs are great and that you've written. Have you ever written one and you played it and you said, where'd this come from?
Yes, I definitely have done that before. Definitely.
Do you save them?
Yes, I still save them. Even if I don't like it, but I just probably won't play it again.
Now, when you come up with a new song, do you go to your parents or go to someone, one of your friends, to say, hey, listen to this?
Yes. I'll take the voice memo, like I said earlier, and I'll record it, and I'll put the title above it, and I'll send it to my mom. Hey, check this out. Send it to my dad. Check this out. Y'all got to listen to it. I really like it. Send it to my teachers. During the summer, I wrote a song, and I sent it to them. I was like, I was away, but I was like, y'all listen to this, because it's like music and everything, and they're my music teachers, so I figured they would enjoy it too.
So now you, and I've seen people do this, and is you put down a track, and I know you say you use your iPad to do this with. Put down a track and go back, and you put another layer of track, or do you layer it and then put your voice in, or you do both all at the same time?
I do it all at the same time.
Okay.
It's kind of just like, it's basically the same as like taking a video of someone, but there's no picture, so.
Okay. Well, I just wonder because I know a lot of times that musicians, like I was talking to a couple of them, that they record, especially guys playing the drum. He'll sit there, and we've seen YouTubes like that too, where they put a track with the drums and then they put another track with the guitar. I've seen guys on streets do that to put all the music in together and sing to that.
Yes.
So I didn't know if you did it. I think some people even use that with Garage Band
Yes.
to do that with.
But I am recording right now. I'm recording a few songs in a studio, so.
Well, great. And hopefully to have it released sometime soon.
Yes, hopefully to have it released sometime soon.
Oh, you got any ideas?
I'm not sure on the date because it's not finished yet,
Right.
but whenever it is finished, I'll have a better idea.
Well, that would be great. Now, for people who want to know, how in the world can I listen to some of your music? How can I contact you if they want to book you? And what's some of the ways they can do that?
So, to listen to some of my music that I do post, I post on TikTok a lot. My username is the Jazzy Music, like exactly what I just said. Jazzy is spelled Jazzy. But anyways, that's my TikTok. And then Instagram, I also post a few videos on there and just content that I'm like out playing and things like that. I'll post like upcoming gigs there. The same username, the Jazzy Music. And Facebook, I'm under Jasmine Humphries. Remember, use my Jasmine real name. But yeah, so that's where I post like, I'll post a whole flyer and it'll have all of the gigs that are upcoming. So like right now I have June and July up on Facebook right now.
Okay. Now, is your number on there where people can get in contact with you? Or is a website? You built a website yet?
No, I don't have a website yet, but I do, like, I'll take DMs through Facebook. I take DMs through Instagram.
Right.
I take DMs through TikTok. I'll, like, direct messaging. And, yeah, like, basically I've gotten a lot through Facebook Messenger.
Okay. Because that's one thing after they hear you, they want to know, well, how can I get in contact with her, after hearing you sing. It's like I was when I was over at the fundraiser. Is that, as a matter of fact, I was walking back towards my vehicle and I heard you singing. I stopped and I said, oh, stop and listen. Well, that was good. And you're real good. You got a, it's a different country sound. What the song I was listening to with your son. What is your genre that you like most to sing?
I guess just, like, country or, like, pop country.
Mm-hmm.
That would be, I guess that's what I would call it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's a good, because it's you've got country that's strictly country, and then you got country pop, and you probably got some gospel in there somewhere.
Yes, most definitely.
And that's a great combination. And let me ask you this: here we are in July, and Christmas is coming quickly. It's around the corner.
It is.
And do you sing a lot of Christmas songs? Have you been booked to do that, or?
I haven't been booked to do that, but I did post on Facebook like last year during Christmas time, like a video of one of like a Christmas song and me just playing it and singing it. But no, I haven't really got booked to play any Christmas music anywhere, but I think that'd be pretty fun.
Well, you know what? I might have to book you up sometime in December to come to our church, and we'd pay you too. It's not like we're going to. Hey, she did podcasts. I get her there free. No. But because I have during Christmas time, I have some different musicians come in, and just to sing Christmas carols.
Yeah, absolutely.
And or some type of Christmas music. Sometimes they sing some that we really know, some we don't. It's real good, and some that's actually sung some that they've written. Mm-hmm. Have you written any Christmas music?
I have not written any Christmas music. I've always thought about it, especially around Christmas time, but I haven't written any Christmas music that I've remembered that I can recall.
Wow, that inspiration would be there in Christmas time with all the lights and all the things like that.
Yes.
Okay, let me, we'll do a couple little switching right here as we heard the clock come up through we've been here half an hour. Do you believe that?
No,
Time goes by quickly.
it does.
And we're going to be right back here in just a couple minutes. We're going to be back. I'm going to get back in here because you hear me echo. And we've got our sponsor, Graham's Flowers. Let's listen. And don't forget, send me flowers.
For the most important moments in your life, when you need to say congratulations, express gratitude, or say I love you. At Graham's Flowers, we deliver your deepest emotions. When you need more than just flowers, call Graham's Flowers your personal florist. At Graham's Flowers, customer satisfaction is guaranteed. Visit us at 208 East Main Street in Union, South Carolina, or call us at 864-427-2454.
All right, you've been listening to Jasmine, Jazzy Humphries there, and how she started out in her music. Some of the inspiration songs she gets by looking out the window. So don't go be running by her window and seeing if she's going to write a song about you, okay? And glad you listened to our sponsors, and we're getting ready to go back a couple licks. Can y'all tell like ZZ Top? That's what there's, LaGrange. All right, let's get back to the real musician here. What are some of your favorite musical groups?
Like artists?
Artists.
Okay. My favorite, I guess, would most definitely be Miranda Lambert. I really like her music. I can remember listening to it when I was growing up. I love Dolly Parton, and I love Lainey Wilson. Those are like my three favorites.
Well, you know, Dolly's got connections in Union County.
Yes.
Yeah, from Lockhart, that area. And matter of fact, a story that they tell up there sometimes when we go up there, they have like a play and give an introduction, and they talk about her and her family and connections in Lockhart. So, Dolly is a great singer.
She is.
You ever met her?
No, I haven't met her. I've been to Dollywood before, but I've never met her.
Well, what you need to do is take your guitar up there. If you see her coming in a parade or something, whip it out and start singing one of her songs.
Yeah.
Who knows? She might stop and say, whoa, come here. Well, you never know.
Never know.
Now, what are some of your favorite groups, bands?
I really like Muscadine Bloodline. They're a duo.
Muscadine.
Muscadine Bloodline. That's a group of two guys that play music and sing and write music. They write really good music. I've actually seen them in concert. They played in Spartanburg a few months ago, and they were awesome.
Wow. I've got to go look them up. And
I like Rascal Flatts too. I've actually opened for one of the writers on some of their music, Jeffrey Steele. He's written What Hurts the Most, and he's written My Wish by Rascal Flatts, and I've opened for him before at a songwriters event, and it was absolutely phenomenal. Like, just the amount of, I mean, it's one thing to hear an artist, the artist, like with the song or whatever, sing, but to hear the brains behind it and the heart behind it and the person who actually wrote the music sing it, it just gives a whole new meaning, because it could be a story that maybe isn't what you think. Like, it'll be something completely different. So.
Well, you being a writer too, because you have songwriters that, musicians that doesn't write, but they sing and got other writers that writes for them. So maybe some of your songs that you say, well, I don't much care about this, put this in the back, but someone might take it and just make a big hit out of it, and you get all kind of royalties from that. But it takes someone that writes songs for other artists. I don't know if they play or what, because I don't know, some writers maybe not even play anything. But it's got to come from The heart has got to come from some story, and that's one thing about country music and country pop music. It's got a story.
Yes.
I don't like music that doesn't have a story.
I completely agree with you. I love the country genre and the gospel genre because there's always a story behind it, and like especially with me writing country music, like there has to make sense, you know, because it's I mean I get that songs can be songs that not make sense, but it really it's what touches people that really are the songs that make sense and the songs that are a story about somebody's life.
Yeah, I know. I used to DJ music. Since I can't play, I played everybody else's, and I listen to all kind of music. I love music, all different kinds, and even some of the rap I can listen to that's good and clean. That I can say, well, that's got a story to it, but it has to have a story.
I like that too.
And was it Bohemian Rhapsody?
Yes.
To me, that doesn't have a story. I mean, it's okay. They play all the time. It's a big thing. But to me, it just doesn't have a story that match up. I don't know what that ending is where all these people saying, let him go, no, let him, you know, I just don't get that. But even in the old country, now I don't like the real old country that does tell a story, but most of the time it's the wrong kind of story that it's telling. You know, it's either someone cheating on someone or something like that, and it's not really a love story. And but I do like a little bit of a little bit of all music. Let me ask you. I know you're open for several different people. What stars have you met?
So I've met Jeffrey Steele, the writer.
Right.
I've met I met Lainey Wilson like kind of from afar. I was in the second row and I posted a TikTok of her or of me covering one of her songs, and she actually commented on it on TikTok, and it was absolutely insane. I was
Oh, wow.
I was like so shocked because she's so popular. Like she just won like 3 CMAs or something, and yeah, so I went to one of the concerts that she did, and I held up my phone on the TikTok that I was playing, and she commented on it, and she looked down in the audience, and I was in the second row, so I was like really close to her, and it was during the song that I covered, Heart Like a Truck, and she looked down, and she pointed at me, and she was like, oh yeah, like it looked like she remembered me, and I was just like completely blown away. I was very close to Miranda Lambert. We may have made eye contact. I don't know, but I didn't really meet her. I didn't. But and then I met I saw Muscadine Bloodline. They're a guy group, 2 guys, and waved at them. So I mean, it was from afar too. But the Lainey Wilson story was pretty awesome.
Well, just think, one day somebody's going to be on my podcast when I'm 100 years old. They're going to say, guess who waved at? Who? Jazzy. I think we made eye contact.
It's so.
And I could say, yeah, backing in that, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's awesome when you get to meet some of the stars there. And a lot of them are just like you and I, you know. They just have a different lifestyle. And I got to meet several different stars. And one, Loretta Lynn, I was on her bus and interviewing her and was talking with her, and it was kind of sad that she told me, I said, what are some of the things that you miss? She says, I miss going to the flea market. So I miss going into Kmart, going to Walmart, and stuff like that. She says, I miss doing that. Even I can't get off the bus to eat in a restaurant because of people coming around, you know, and want my autograph, want this right here. She said, I miss able to do that right there. And I thought, wow, you know, I never thought about it being that way. And she's talking about a guy who was 24 years old that made her dresses. I said, 24 years old? She said, yes.
That's crazy.
And yeah, she gave me a book with all her dresses in it and her sign and stuff like that. But I just thought it was amazing that, you know, you got everything, but yet you sacrifice so much because you just can't get out. And that's the sad part.
Yes.
But good part is when you get out there and you got thousands and thousands of people out there.
It is.
What is the most people that you've sung to, the crowd?
Probably 500. I mean, yeah, probably about 500. It was opening for the Jeffrey Steele at the Songwriters Night, and everybody came out to listen to the songwriters. And I played all my original music, and I did one cover, but it was a duet, so that way me and the other opener could sing together, and it was absolutely amazing because to sing my own music and for people to connect, because I sang a song about my mother on that gig, and it was absolutely amazing, and it was just I had people that were wiping their eyes. I mean, it's crazy like how music can like reach other people and how they can feel the part of what I feel whenever I write a song.
Exactly, and you start using moms, dads, and children, stuff like that. A lot of times, one of the songs that I like as a country song is where the guy was married and she got pregnant. He says, "Well, there goes my life." And then as she has the baby and the child's going up the steps, he looks down and says, "There goes my life." So it kind of was the same thing, but changed around. Just like the guy was driving down the road and hit the light, and his kid was eating chicken nuggets and an orange drink had spilled on him. He said, he let out a 4-letter word, and his child said that. He said, "Where'd you learn that?" He said, "Learned it from you. I've been watching you. Did it right here." And then at the end, it's talking about his child praying. He said, "Where'd you learn that?" He says, "From you, watching you."
There's a lot of not play on words, but necessarily where words come back around in
Right.
country music, and I think that's beautiful how songwriters can just come up with something that is unique and can relate to 2 different stories or 3 different stories. I think that's very
Right.
very talent. That takes talent to like create something like that. It's amazing.
And it's again, you're going back to storytelling like that. And I've never see a lot of times the radio stations are bad for this. They'll play a song so much that it burns it out so
Yes.
quickly, and I don't like it. It's like butterfly kisses. I've heard that millions and millions of times. It's like every wedding, everything, they had to have it. Bruno Mars, "Marry Me," da, 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 everywhere you hear it. They have these flash mobs, and someone going to propose somebody. I already know what song they're going to play for it. I said, get something different. It's good that you're doing this, but get something different. Because if I was a lady or I was a guy and I'm going to propose somebody and I didn't heard that a million times, well, immediately if they hear that and look over at me, they know I'm going to ask them to marry them. And they're probably going to run. So, but the media and they can burn one out. But the good thing about it goes up to the top.
Yes, that is very true.
Now, where have you got some of your music on? What's some places you got your music on? I know you got it on some social media and stuff. Are you putting any on Spotify, or are you putting any on any of the Reverberation?
So right now it's not on there, but that's what I'm working towards.
Oh,
That's
okay.
why I'm recording. So whenever that will be done, it will get on those platforms.
Okay. Have you made a cover for it yet, or thought about?
I've had a few photo shoots done, and I'm not necessarily sure, but I'll probably have like a separate one done for like the album cover or the single like cover picture.
Right.
So,
Well, you got some good graphics in some of your shots. Who takes your picture?
so I've had Audrey Robinson take my pictures,
yes.
and I've had Lauren Hines take my pictures. I'm pretty sure that's it, but yeah, they both do amazing.
Right, because I was looking at some of your shots that you have on your Facebook page, and some of them looks, that's real good. Somebody does some good graphic. I'm a graphic artist,
Okay.
and I used to do all the advertisement for a company years ago, for all their advertisements and things and ad stuff and all that right there. But I like doing graphics, and so they do a good job with you.
And also my mom and some of her friends, they always take pictures of me while I play. They make sure, because I'm like, Mom, make sure you get a picture while I play, because I want to be able to advertise it so like you can see me at a place like playing actively. So that it's pretty funny. But I was like, make sure you always get a picture of me. So she does.
See, I go places that singers sing and stream live,
Okay.
while they're performing. I've done quite a few. Like I don't know why this year Union's not having theirs downtown singing. They have where they open up on the side, right down on Main Street. I think it's called Iron Station or something like that. But they last year they had different bands and different singers there. TJ was there, and Quest and quite a few others. And it's kind of like Block 224.
Okay.
And they haven't had it this year. And that's kind of sad. I wish that because they had a good crowd.
And also this coming September, I'll be opening for Bryce Leatherwood at Uniquely Union. Very, very excited for that. He's the winner of the 2022 season of The Voice, and I'm very excited to open for him because that'll be downtown Union, so that'll be at Uniquely Union this year. So y'all catch me there.
So are you going to hopefully get to see him, get his autograph and all that right there in a picture?
I mean, maybe, yeah.
Oh, yeah, he's going to be right there with you. Yeah. You open up to him.
That'll be pretty cool.
You tell him, he says, I'm warming up for you. I'm getting these guys warmed up for you.
Yeah. I think that'll be pretty awesome. I mean, it's crazy because, like, to open for people, like, I'm getting my name out there more, I guess, and it's very, very rewarding, very happy. I'm very grateful.
That's very important to do is getting your name out there. And you just don't know who's going to hear you.
Absolutely.
And who's going to say, hey, I know this girl here. She would be good, to open for us. And maybe Miss Lambert there will say, you know what? There's this girl named Jazzy. Let's fly her up here and treat her like royal, bring in a limousine, all that stuff.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
Yeah. So being on the stage in Uniquely Union, I'm trying to think where they're going to have the stage at. Is it going to be right at the courthouse? That's what I thought, because they had it there one time before.
Yes, that's where it was last year. I played it last year also.
Yeah. Well, and this is going to be, what date you're going to be?
September 16th.
Is that on a Saturday or?
Yes, that's on a Saturday.
Okay. I'll have to put that on my calendar, and then I'll get with the powers to be that's over that and see if I can stream that live and
Great.
get you right in live in concert.
Yes, that'd be great.
I don't know if he'll let me do him or not because, copyrights or whatever like that, but never know. I have got to do some of Charlie Daniels. I got to do.
Really?
Oh, yes. Yeah, I got to
great.
interview him too.
That's really cool.
And let's see, Air Supply, that's some older groups, and one place called, the group was called John Caverty and the Beaver Brown Band. It's another older group, but they still play. They still go out.
Actually, I just remembered. Speaking of another group, there's a girl group from Nashville called July Moon, and I'm opening for them in August 12th. There's going to be in Woodruff at McKinney Park. It's called Heart and Soul Fest, and it's a festival that they do in Woodruff every year, and I'll be opening for that girl group.
Yeah, I think they had the Tams there this past Saturday.
Yeah, well, they're having it this Friday.
Oh, this Friday?
Yes.
I knew they were supposed to be having it soon. I come through our lot, and I see a lot of theirs that's going to be at
McKinney Park.
McKinney Park. And so, yeah, I've done quite a few things in Woodruff. They know me there from the live streaming, especially some of the artists at Block 224. And I had to figure out what that was when I first went there. But and there's some great stores down there.
Yes.
There's a candy store down there. Do you know that?
I've been there before.
Yes. And the guy that owns the axe throwing went in and interviewed and did a segment there also.
That's good.
I'll pop up a little bit everywhere. And we're going to go to a commercial, and when we get back, we're going to have Jazzy sing us a song, and it's going to be original, right?
Yes, it will be.
It will be an original. So let me do a little clicks here and get this Graham's Flowers. I won't say flowers, but here's the florist. And we'll be right back. And stay tuned. You're going to hear some wonderful music.
For the most important moments in your life, when you need to say congratulations, express gratitude, or say I love you. At Graham's Flowers, we deliver your deepest emotions. When you need more than just flowers, call Graham's Flowers your personal florist. At Graham's Flowers, customer satisfaction is guaranteed. Visit us at 208 East Main Street in Union, South Carolina, or call us at 864-427-2454.
All right, I'm back, and you have been listening to Jasmine Humphries, better known as Jazzy. Be looking out for her. She's going to be a little bit everywhere, so look for her dates that she's going to be there. She's playing some of her originals, maybe a couple covers, but the originals are beautiful, and she's going to play one for you right now. So I'm going to give you back to Jazzy and let her tell you a little bit about this music and a little bit about the story about the song.
All right, so this song is called Home is Here, and it's a song that I wrote about basically where I grew up and just about how there's so much love in my hometown and there's so much love in my family and on the little road I grew up, and just about where my home is, and it's here. So,
what's the name of the song?
It's called Home is Here.
Home is Here. Okay,
yes.
I wasn't sure if it was a.
So, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and play it. It's right there in my grandma's living room. It's coming home from church on a Sunday afternoon. Grocery shop with mama, watching movies in pajamas. It's holding on tight to my own dog. It's picking this guitar, writing songs. Praying in a schoolhouse, shaking hands in a small town. It's in the air, in the footsteps of my father, in the saving grace of the saving water. Every pothole, every yes ma'am, it's everything that made me who I am. And if you ever need some love and you're near, my home is here. It's in the FM turned up loud with my brother. Oh, the Christmas lights on the road named Lover. Picking flowers in the yard, painting refrigerator art. It's in the air, in the footsteps of my father, in the saving grace of the saving water. Every pothole, every yes ma'am, it's everything that made me who I am. And if you ever need some love and you're near, my home is here. So if you ever get that lucky, come take a ride down my main street. It's in the air, in the footsteps of my father, in the saving grace of the saving water. Every pothole, every yes ma'am, it's everything that made me who I am. And if you ever need some love and you're near, my home is here. And if you ever need some love and you're near, my home is here.
All right, very good. Wow. That just sounds like it, it's just professional. I mean, of course it is professional. But great job.
Thank you.
Now, I can hardly remember people's name when I see them. How do you remember all these words of all these songs that you've written and even the cover ones?
It's definitely a little bit challenging, remembering the words. I usually do sometimes use my phone whenever I play, and I have like a phone holder, but it just helps me, just in case you have a blurb or something and you forget just one little thing. It does help keep you back on track. But yeah, it's definitely. But by the time that I practice enough, like those songs are just kind of engraved in my mind at that point because I just love playing them so much, honestly, and it's just so much fun, and I honestly wouldn't do anything else.
Well, when you sing and you practice, and that's a key thing, practice. Uh, what advice would you give, say, someone that's coming up new, a teenager, wanting to play music, wanting to sing? What is some of the advice that you would give them?
Honestly, to never give up, one, and two, to just take every opportunity that you're given because you never know what can happen from it. And obviously, I mean, I haven't made it, like I'm not famous or anything, but I've definitely gotten some great opportunities, and I wouldn't. I just never say no. Like, honestly, I mean, obviously, there comes a time and place where you're just like, I can't, but I just try to say yes to everything. And anytime I get to play, I'll most of the time play it. And I, anytime I get any opportunity, I love taking opportunities, and I just, to never give up.
It get your name out there. It's almost like even sometimes I do some things, especially if it's community act, like it free stuff, and somebody asks me, so why you do this stuff free? Well, you get your name out there. It's like me paying for advertisement, and this is free advertisement. I mean, if I went and bought the advertisement, it cost me a lot.
And it's not so much as like somebody wants me to play, so I'm going to play for them. Like it also, you get so much out of it. Like
Right.
I cannot express like to anyone the amount of like joy that it gives me to be able to play my music out and to even play a cover song. Like, to play cover music. I enjoy playing that too. And like to just totally wear out a old country song or something. It's just so much fun too because people start clapping, and it's so much fun. And
Well, see, guys like me needs cover music because
something to sing to.
YouTube and Facebook zap me if I use copyrighted music. So I use cover music, just like my ZZ Top music here. It's a cover music. It's a band that I know that does this, and but when someone is coming up to be a singer, artist, they got to be consistent, don't they?
And you have to be yourself.
Right.
I'm nobody but myself. I'm 100% me.
Right. We don't need another Elvis impersonator.
No.
Yeah. We got to come. Matter of fact, I'm supposed to have one come on here. I better not talk too bad about them. But I think some of the things you're telling people and telling, especially someone that's coming up, even playing the guitar. One of the other musicians talking about says one thing they got to get used to is the fingers. They're going to be sore when you're first starting out.
Takes 6 months to build up a callus on your fingers to start playing.
Now, when you first started, it was rough, wasn't it?
It hurts. I would play for like an hour, and I mean every day, and then I'd just be like, I have to take a break. My hand is just killing me. But I mean, the more I kept on doing it, the more you just get used to it, and I'm just like, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna bother me. So I'll just keep playing until it stops bothering me.
So now it doesn't bother you, right?
No, it
Because you
doesn't.
built up calluses to do it, and that's what I've heard all along. Like that, I've never played the guitar. I don't. My wife, she plays pianos and stuff like that, but not me. I'm just play somebody else's music. It's better to other people's ears. And where are you going to be at next? Let people know.
Yes, and next I'm gonna be at I'll let that clock go. Next I'm gonna be at TB Shack on the water at Lake Murray, and yeah, and then the next place in Union I'll be is September 16th at Uniquely Union. Yes.
Now, you got a calendar that you mark all this stuff on?
Yes, I do have a calendar. I mark it on, and it has horses all over it. It's really pretty.
Well, I have one hanging in the wall in there where I write all my guests when they're coming up because I book up usually all the way up to August, and or at least try to get a month and a half, 2 months ahead of time. And I got to write it down, who, and a little bit about it.
Yes.
I forget.
So TB Shack on the water at Lake Murray. I'll be playing there from 7 to 10 on July 27th.
Oh, now will you actually be outside we're near the water? I guess?
Yes. They'll have like I've been by there and like the back of the stage is open, so you can just see like the water behind me. So it's pretty cool.
Oh, that'd be pretty, wouldn't it? That's some good shots.
Yes.
Does you want me to take some pictures as you performing?
Yes. My mom takes pictures of me every time I play.
Yeah. Well, that's good because that goes along with your.
That's more pictures to post for whenever I do play somewhere else.
Right.
It's pretty cool.
Well, Jazzy, it has been great having you. You've been a delight. Loved your song.
Thank you.
And,
It has been.
I just let me do a little click here or two. We're at the end of our hour.
Okay.
And
It's been great talking to you too.
well, we will we'll be listening for you, and I'm going to see if I can't get there with the uniquely union and see if they'll let me do some stuff there, and maybe we can get some live streaming going with your performing there, where people can hear you live on the stage.
Yes, I just want to say thank you to everybody for listening this evening and for everybody who's ever supported me. I'm very grateful for everybody.
Yeah, usually people will watch things later and builds up. That's when I start seeing it build up. Like I say, you'll be able to go on Spotify right after this and hear it immediately, and then the others follow usually the next day. They usually take them a day to process on it.
That's great.
All right. Well, we're going to get my little background music here. All right. Thank you for watching Primetime, and you've been listening to Jazzy here. And follow her. Look on there and see where she's going. Go listen to her. Eat you some supper wherever she goes at. They probably got some food there. It's not free, but you'll have a good meal. Well, I'm Jerry McKee, and I'll see you next week. And we have a special guest coming next week, and ice cream. Everybody loves ice cream. Well, this lady here can make some flavors. It's going to maybe real good. We'll find out if you like asparagus ice cream or what, okay? Well, I'm Jerry McKee, and thank you for watching Primetime. We will see you next Monday at 7 p.m.